Yes, we are live. Shall we start?
Yes.
Hello and Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is me, Hima Zafar. I am the moderator for today's session, and with me we have our demonstrator Sana Khatak. Hello Sana, how are you doing today?
Assalamu alaikum. I'm fine, alhamdulillah, and enjoying the blessings of Ramadan. So it's going quite good here, alhamdulillah.
First of all, I want to congratulate you for pulling this off wonderful series of IELTS in collaboration with Opportunities Corner. I was following you previously, and it seemed wonderful. And I also want to congratulate our all the audience for being so patient and being there with us and participating actively. So our today's session is about ICE resources. And before we start our session, let me recap you the previous session, the yesterday's session, which was on IELTS Blender made by students. So our today's session would be of 30 minutes. Sorry for being late. There were some technical glitches and we have overcome that. Our session would be of 30 minutes, and last 10 minutes would be the questions asked by the audience. So if you have any question during the session, you can comment down and we will be answering you. Let me start today's session, which is on IELTS resources. And this session is presented you in collaboration with Opportunities Corner and Language House. We have the CEO of Language House with us, Miss Sana, and she will be presenting and she will be continuing with today's session. So, Sana, you know that there's so many resources for IELTS preparation. So, how do we choose our preparation resource?
Well, Hema, you're very right. There are many resources for IELTS preparation, and some of them are authentic, some of them are completely fake. And instead of preparing us for IELTS, they even lower the standard of our existing English. So it's very important that when you're going for IELTS preparation, you should choose your resources very carefully. Also, there's one thing that different people have different target bands. So for them, different resources will work differently. So, what is my recommendation in this regard? That first you should start by evaluating yourself. You should see that what is your current band, and for that you can take an evaluation test. If you can move on to the next slide, I can show our audience step by step that how can we do our evaluation by ourselves.
Sure. Give me a second, and we will be presenting them our slides.
Yes,
Okay.
because evaluation is very important. It tells you that what is your level of English right now, which band you are right now. So it is a step-by-step process. There are 4 modules, and we have to evaluate ourselves in all the 4 modules separately. So that is why after this evaluation, we can choose our sources, that which source is going to work better for us and which is not going to work too good for us. So let's start by evaluation. I think you can
Evaluate.
see the slides in front of you. So let me tell
Mm-hmm.
you, evaluation is a step-by-step process, and before you choose any resources for you, you should see where you stand. What is your current band and what is your target band? So simplest way, step one, take a simple IELTS reading and listening test and see how many right answers you get. As I've told you in the previous sessions, that IELTS reading and IELTS listening are 1 hour and a half an hour test respectively, and you have to answer short questions, 40 short questions in each module. So you have to see that how many answers have you got right, and while doing that, take care that you follow the time limit. For IELTS reading, you should be completing the module in 1 hour, and for IELTS listening, you should be completing it in the half an hour. And please do not repeat the audio for the audio evaluation, and for this test thing, just go and complete these modules in one task. Do not take any breaks, because this is not how it's going to happen in the real test. So once you have completed the sample test, see that how many correct answers you've got, and then translate your answers into your band scores with the help of score sheet. I've made the next slide to tell you how to translate your score into a band. So Hima, if you could please play the next slide. Here is a score sheet. It's available everywhere on the internet. You just need to type score sheet for listening, IELTS listening, and you'll find this one. So here you can see that if you have 30 correct answer in your listening module, it means you are on band 7, right? So in this way, it depends upon you how many correct answers did you get. If you only had 11 or 12 correct answers out of 40, it means you are on band 4, right? So the lower your band is, the more time you'll take for your IELTS preparation. So hence it is very important to know about the evaluation. You should know that on which band do you stand.
Um, okay. And my next question is, sorry. Yeah. Sana, can you please continue with it? Uh,
Yeah, sure. Why not? Why not? Before the session, you were asking me, Hima, that how can people do spoken and writing evaluation?
mhm.
Because reading and listening is easy to do yourself, but spoken and writing are difficult. So, in this regard, I'd like to tell our audience that Language House offers free evaluation services for the writing module. And how you do it? It's very easy. Just take a question, sample question for IELTS essay, and write a 250 words long essay on that topic and send it to ieltswithsana@gmail.com. We'll share the same address in the link of this video as well. From there, you'd be able to see that this is the email address on which you have to send your essay, and we provide evaluation of one essay completely free. Remember that you cannot evaluate your written essay yourself, because definitely you will not realize which mistakes you have made, because if you had known that you're making mistakes, you would have corrected it or have not made them in the first place. Similarly, we also provide spoken evaluation that is on a very minimal cost, and people can email us that they are interested in spoken evaluation. Then there is a small fee that you can know on by just messaging on our page, Language House page, and you can book a practice spoken test, and after that we'll evaluate your spoken test and reply you your current spoken band along with guidance and some free resources for IELTS. So this is how Language House free evaluation service works.
okay, Sana, can you please tell us how can we get determine our target band?
Well, it is very important, as I mentioned in the beginning of the session, that how much time you need for IELTS preparation, that depends upon your current band and your target band. So I've told you how to evaluate your current band, and for your target band, you have to rely on the authorities or the purpose for which you are applying for the IELTS. Say if it is immigration. Hima, can you please move on to the next slide? There are a few purposes for your IELTS, and there are different uh, required target bands. Well, as you can see in this slide, that for immigration purposes and for scholarship purposes, you have different requirements or target bands. So if you're immigrating to Canada, you need 8 in listening and 777 in the rest of the modules. If you're immigrating to Australia, you need a consistent 7 band in all the 4 modules. And if you're applying for a scholarship or a university, please check the requirements of that scholarship or that university. Although usually it is 6, 6.5, or 7, but for specific scholarships, it can be different. Also, confirm that what type of IELTS you need to take. For immigration, you need to take IELTS General, and for academic, you for jobs or study visas, you need to have IELTS Academic. So after this, move on to any resources or anything that you would like to do. But this you have to do this much on your own. You have to evaluate yourself and then start looking for the different resources,
Uh, my
preparations.
next My next question is, Sana, which websites do you recommend and why?
Well, you're very right. There are, I think, thousands of websites nowadays to improve your English language, to improve or prepare
Mm-hmm.
for your IELTS exam. But as I mentioned before, all of them are not authentic. Hence, I'll just tell you three websites which I'm very sure are 100% authentic and will be helpful for you, whichever band you're on. The first is britishcouncil.com/IELTS, because a British Council is also one of the regulatory authorities for the IELTS exam, and they conduct the exam themselves. So definitely it is a very authentic website. You can find sample papers over there, and once you make your and sign up on the website and make your account there, they'll also send you some free resources on your email. You'll have access to almost, I guess, 240 or 140 hours of practice. Second is also my favorite site, that is IELTSwithLiz.com. She is almost as authentic as the British Council, and there are very crisp, short lectures and small videos available on this website, which are very authentic and informative and easy to understand. So, and there is a lot of free material available on IELTSwithLiz.com as well. And the third resource is Language House. Well, that's my own institute, so that's why I know that it is completely authentic. And you'll find many resources on Language House Facebook and Instagram page. You can also send in a message if there is any specific question that you cannot find answer to. You can question that by messaging, and we'll be replying to you as fast as we can. Within a day or two, you will get the reply to your question. Also, you can suggest us that this is IELTS difficulty that you'd like to know more about, so we can design more future courses to solve that difficulty.
Sana, along with this, I have some questions. Are there any good, reliable apps as well?
Oh, Hima, you're very right, because nowadays people always have mobile phone in their hand. So websites they go later, but they're very comfortable if they have some kinds of apps to look forward to and to prepare for. So for that purpose, I have chosen these four apps which I have personally tried and tested and are very good. So the first app, which is the orange and white icon, which says IELTS Writing, it is a very good app, and that gives you a basic guidance and sample essays, letters, as well as analytical paragraphs. And almost all the essays written are of the band 7.5 to 8. The vocabulary used in these essays is very good, and I've used these essays over and over again, and I've benefited from this app a lot. There are almost 22 lessons available on this website, 22 essays, 22 paragraphs, and 22 letters. And I think my audience will also benefit from them a lot. Then the second app is Ice Band 8, the one with the red icon in which it's with white color, it's written Ice Band 8. This is also a very good website. It is also for IELTS writing, and it also has a lot of material related to IELTS writing. This is also again a very good of standard material is available on this app as well. The next app, IELTS Vocabulary. Sorry, the name could not be written completely, but I'm telling you the one with the purple app with the white tick in the middle. That is IELTS Vocabulary app, and that is an app by Magoosh. So most of the people know Magoosh. It is a very famous website for preparation of different exams. So IELTS Vocabulary is a very good website. It has some 8, 9 levels of vocabulary, and all the words on each level you have 50 words, and it is a free app. You can use it. You can practice there. You can keep a record of how many words you've mastered and how many words you still need to master. So this is a very good app, IELTS Vocabulary with Magoosh. This is a good app for vocabulary. Then the last one is my favorite, I think, IELTS Target Band 8, and that's by Nego Batch. That app, why is it my favorite? Because it helps you in 3 modules. How? It has small, crisp interview kind of audios, which are also provided to you in the written form, in the written script. So what it does is that you can listen to those audios, you can also read those audios, you can use the vocabulary over there, and you can use all that vocabulary in your spoken test as well. So in this way, it helps your listening as well, it helps your spoken as well, it helps your reading as well. So it is a highly recommended app. It has an integrated approach for all the language skills. So there are many other apps, but these four apps are highly recommended by me because I've used them myself and I've found them very reliable and authentic. And they
So now,
are
can you please, sorry to interrupt you, can you please repeat the last app name, the NG, and what is the last letter?
that is Negobach,
Neg,
Nagobach, Negobach. Even if you
Negba.
write ICE Target Band 8, I think this is on the App Store or on the Play Store. So this will be the first or second app shown in the search. It's quite famous batch with very good rating, so it will show in the search.
Sana, please tell me, are there any good books? Like we have received so many questions regarding books also.
Well, of course there are, and I've actually chosen a few books to be that we can discuss in this session. Yes, thank you, Hima, for this slide. Well, there are two sorts of books. There are some people who are preparing on their own. There are some people who are already on band 6.5 and they don't want to hire or to engage a teacher for the further preparation. For them, this IELTS Cambridge series is very good, which is on the upper side of the slide. So this series is very useful for those people who want to prepare on their own. Each book has 4 to 6 tests, and these are actually the X exam paper of IELTS, the real papers that appeared in IELTS exam in different years. The latest one is IELTS 15, and if you're on band 6.5, I think you can start from book 10. Remember, these are not the levels of the books. These are only the years. I mean, the book 10 was, book 15 is most recent one, 14 was published before that, and 13 before that. So this is the books through the era. So I think if you start preparing by book 10, you can easily achieve your band by completing 5 books. So these are the X exam papers, which are very ideally used for papers. And yes, there is another thing, but while doing these books, you'll still need a teacher. I'm sorry, I misread. I said that you need a teacher for these books because these are just exam papers. And if for some reason you cannot afford or you don't want to engage a teacher and want to continue on yourself, then the later half slide, look at that. It's Barron's book, Barron's Ice. So this is a very good book. It's
Band.
a bestseller, and this book will be your teacher. They tell you about the module, the tips, the tricks, sample papers, practice exercises. So one and all, it's available everywhere. It's even available online. You can purchase the online print of this book. So this is very good for those who do not want to hire any teacher. But if you have a teacher, then you should go with ICE Cambridge series because teachers give you
Cambridge.
all the information.
Perfect. Sana, tell us about some resources of Language House and how can we benefit from them?
Well, that's a very good question because I really wanted to share that nowadays there is a very good campaign of vocabulary going on with the Language House. Thank you so much for the slides. And as you can see, this is a very interactive page that we have on Instagram. It's really colorful, pleasing to eyes, and on each square you see a new word. That's our IELTS vocabulary campaign. You can see the word and then which part of grammar is it, whether it's a noun, adjective, verb, or anything. And you can also see the meaning of the word. And then below that, you have a sentence. And one sentence is also given in the post heading. So you can get an idea how to use that word. And if you want to learn that word and if you want to try and make sentences of that specific word, then you can make them in comments. And we have moderators and we have instructors who actively check your sentences and then give you feedback and encourage you for participation and to learn more good vocabulary. So if you please move on to the next slide.
Yes.
Here is the link to our In fact, this is the username on Facebook, and this is the same on Instagram as well. Just type Language House PK in the search, and you will be guided to our page. So follow our page. There are other tips and tricks as well, which will help you. And if you have any question, you can ask in the messages. You will get the answer in 1 to 2 days. So this is about Language House, and this is our new campaign. That's why about learning vocabulary. That's why I wanted everybody to know about it so that they can participate and learn some good vocabulary while also having fun. So that's why I talked about it.
Thank you so much, Sana, for sharing with us some very good resources, because most of the time we are getting these questions, these sort of questions. Please tell us some good books, some websites. Okay, tell me one thing, Sana. Does Language House also gives the student a preparation time schedule or a timetable if a student is confused while managing his own schedule? So, does Language House also help them in such causes?
Yes, definitely. Language House definitely helps them with that. In fact, when somebody purchases our course, we have different paid courses for IELTS as well. Some are proper long courses of all 4 modules. Some are crash courses of 1 or 2 weeks. So when you purchase a course, you are given a schedule, and you have to complete different tasks on different dates. And a real-time instructor gets in touch with you, and you are made part of a WhatsApp group, and you receive daily tasks, and your tasks are evaluated, and you receive feedback on your tasks. So we have really interactive courses, and we keep people engaged, and we help them with all the possible aspects of preparation for IELTS.
Wow, that's wonderful. Okay, our session was almost about for 20 to 30 minutes, and it's almost 21 minutes right now, and we don't have any questions. Maybe we will be getting some questions after we this video is ended. So in the recorded version, people may ask some questions. Your questions would be answered by Language House. So, Sana, do you what common questions do you receive while teaching IELTS regarding resources?
Well, many people think that they come to me, and when I told them the resources, I have a very selective range of sources that I've tried and tested myself personally. I only tell about those resources. Although I do know about like many resources, like hundreds of resources I've reviewed and seen, but I don't recommend all of them to people. Why? Because when you start preparing for IELTS, if you keep on checking different resources, keep on changing the resources all the time, then you will remain confused. Because in order to overcome a language difficulty, there are many ways to overcome that difficulty, and each resource deals with the same difficulty in its own manner. So you'll and obviously it is usually said that when there are thousands of cures described for one disease, it actually means that the disease is incurable. So same is the case that if you tell so many resources to people, if I give them lists of resources, then they'll just keep on switching the resources, and they will not get as such anything. And specifically, just learning about tips and tricks will not cover up for the practice time. So that is why I have made this careful selection of resources for my audience, and I only recommend these resources for IELTS. However, if you want me to review any other IELTS resource, you can ask in the message box and ask me that you've been following this specific resource, so what do I think about it, whether it is authentic or not. You can always ask me, and I'd love to review any IELTS resource that you would like me to review. So this is the first question. Is some of the people think that if I give them 100 resources for IELTS preparation, then their IELTS preparation will be very good. So this is a myth I'd like to bust. This is not the case. If you have 100 resources, that does not mean you're going to score very good on IELTS. Keep 1 or 2 sources, but visit them regularly, practice, and get used to the resource, acquire skills from that resource. And once you have acquired that, then move on to the next resource.
I think that's a wonderful suggestion by you. I personally admire you for this, for motivating all our audience for getting interest in IELTS and start preparing for IELTS from now onwards. Okay, Sana, before we end our session, because it's almost we are near to the end. Do you want to say something in the last?
Yes, there is something very important that I'd like to say, and in fact, I'd like to say a very special thanks to, first of all, to you, Hima, for moderating this session, for coming up. You're such a lovely host that we have here, and it's always such a pleasure to have you as a host. Such a warm smile that you have and that you give to the audience is very nice. And my second thanks is for Opportunities Corner and the page admin, Saim. They were the ones who came up with the idea that we should have this crash course for our viewers of the page. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to share my knowledge with the audience, to solve their problems related to the IELTS. For them, I'm really indebted to them for giving me this chance, this opportunity. And in fact, I've been following their page for quite some time, and I've found this page really useful. Because they give you, they tell you about the opportunities which you otherwise would not have known about. They tell you about the recent scholarships, about the financial aids you can get, about the latest courses. In fact, recently I saw a post, it was about the free courses offered in the time of quarantine, and I really loved that post. So it is a page, it's actually a corner with a lot of opportunities for the people, and it tells you about the opportunities, just as the name suggests. So I really like this page, and also they have a website. I think many of the people don't know about the website. So Hima, can you please use the link and take us to the website where people can see that they have a very user friendly and an informative website?
This one, Facebook one?
Okay, you can take us to the Facebook page. I've sent you a link to their website as well.
Okay, let me find it for the audience. Okay. Sorry, my internet connection is so slow.
It's okay, no problem. It's opportunitiescorners.com.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, I can show you guys on my mobile phone, but I think that would not be very visible.
Yeah, I'm almost there. We shall open the Facebook page, Sana,
And
or
can you open the real website? The website is opportunitiescorners.com.
corner.com. Okay. I'm unable to open this. Is it this one? Opportunitiescorner.info?
Is it the one with red? I can't see it on the.
Yeah, I guess it's opportunitiescorner.info. It has the same icon as the
Okay.
Facebook page.
Yes.
And
Exactly. Yes, you're on the right website. Yes, please.
okay, let me share the audience Chrome tab. Okay, so I guess
Yes,
the audience
exactly.
can see this website.
Yes, exactly. And as you can see, this is a very interactive website, and this is all about different courses and opportunities over there, and shortcuts to how to get scholarships and different things. So, in fact, if you see in the address bar, there is a specific icon with the name scholarships. So, if you're interested in scholarships, you can go there, and you can, whichever level you are on, you want a PhD scholarship or an MPhil or a master's or a bachelor scholarship, you can choose it from there. So yeah, it's a very useful website. You can follow that website. Also, we'll give the link to the website in the post, so that all those who need information can get it from the link.
Okay, perfect. In last, I would like to, before we end our session, I would like our audience, I would like to thank them. I also want to thank you, Sana, for for contributing so much for our audience. And I hope, in last, I would like to share this. If any one of you who is listening to us right now have a success story regarding IELTS, they can definitely share with Opportunities Corner page, and we would love to publish that on our page. No matter you have benefited from this session or our previous sessions or any resource you have visited on the website, so please let us know. We would be delighted to show your success story on our page. That was all from our side. Thank you once again, Sana. Thank you once again, Opportunities Corner, for giving us this platform and sharing all this. Okay, it's time to take a leave. Goodbye, everyone. Khuda Hafiz.
Allah
Shabba
Hafiz.
khair.
Allah Hafiz.